Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Like I said, we've been chatting for a little while until everybody got on. And today we are going to do landing pages. Hopefully we'll do a little bit better than we did last week when Impact decided in the middle of training to shut down and we didn't get through squeeze pages. I am going to reschedule that in a couple of weeks, and we'll go back over squeeze pages too. As I was saying earlier before I started the recording, we are really going to do just very basic landing pages. I was telling Pirog I watched the one that we did earlier back in March, and it was way too in-depth. And even I'm looking at it now going, no wonder we all just kind of shook our heads. So anyway, I'm going to get started here, and I'm going to share my screen. Pirog's going to man the chat box for me. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw it in there. And if I don't see it, he will. And I think everybody is probably muted. So if you have a question, just unmute yourself and then we can go from there. Okay, so just very basically, I have to put my little Trello board up. And to get to landing pages, you're going to log into your KV Core. And I know everybody should know how to do that by now. And so when you get in, remember this is your dashboard. And over to Lead Engine is where you're going to go. It's funny how all of a sudden you're on recording and your mind just goes blank. So when you go to Lead Engine, which is on the left, and remember, if you don't see it, you have 3 lines up here that you can expand your menu bar, and then it's right there under Impact Lead Engine. When you get to this page, right here's what we're going to be working on, and it's Lead Engine. My screen looks just a little bit different than yours because I have everybody, when you do the drop down, you should only see your own name. I will see everybody, so I'm going to just type my name in and select me. And then what you want to do is you want to start building. So this is just your template. You have different templates. Like I said, we're just going to do a couple of basic ones today. Always remember that you can go into your learning portal and your support portal and click in or type in landing pages, and it will bring up all the information you want about that and how to do it and step-by-step instructions. When we did this back in March, Pirog was very gracious and created a whole handout for us. They are very detailed step-by-step instructions. I will send those out with this recording too. A lot of it, I know, I was noticing last night that he copied and pasted from the Impact support portal, at least it looked like it did. Don't be overwhelmed when you see them, but they literally will walk you through them step by step. So to get started, you kind of have to choose which landing page you want to do. And if you see me looking the other way, it's because I'm looking on my Trello board at my notes, trying to stay on my little topic and in line. So probably the most common one is if you come over to the left-hand side of your screen and you see Lead Gen, if you click on that, you can see the different ones. There's the Lead Gen one, which is probably your most basic one, and that's just getting, information also. There's a video view where you can drop in a video. And there's a text one that you can say text new listing to, and it would be the smart number unless you purchased your own smart number. And then that way, if you had a sign writer on a sign or whatever, then they could text that information and it would capture it and bring it into your CRM. And then address capture and Facebook capture or Facebook chat. So the one that we're going to work with today is going to be the Lead Gen one. And when you click on it, it brings up this page right here. And so all of this stuff except for the logo is editable. And so what you really want to do is you kind of want to start, I say from left to right, but really
you can take off the logo too if you want, Linda. Just double click it.
Oh, I don't want to because I don't want it to go away. Okay, let's see.
Hit OK. And it
No,
goes
I know,
away.
I was just reading it. And so when we hit OK, okay, so it does. So you can take that off. I'm going to start over again. You can take that off if you want to, but I'm not sure, you know, why you would want to, but you could take the logo off if you want to. I'm going to refresh it so it comes back. Okay. So let's say that you are going to do a lead gen one, and what it is it's going to require the contact that after they click on your, after they find your page, you're going to offer them some information. And in order for them to get more information, they need to give you their email address. When they give you their email address, that's going to, I'm sorry. Did somebody have a question? Oh, okay. So when they give you their email address, then that's going to show up on your dashboard of your impact. And then you can also try and get their cell phone number. Right now it says optional, and everything that I was reading last night and everything I've heard, it's a little bit harder to get a cell phone number from them than it is to get their email address. So I would probably recommend that you keep that as optional, but that's up to you. So you can change this background right here. And so if you do, you can come up here. The KV Core gives you different choices. Let's say if you wanted to see what the kitchen looked like, you could click on that. If you wanted to say living room, it just depends on what you're looking for. You can also go out there, and as long as you have rights to it, you can go out here to the web and grab other photos. And so one of the things that you can do, and it was funny, I caught this from when we did the recording last time, is Unsplash is one of the places that offers you free photos. There's a little bit of a glitch right now with Google Photos, and so I'm not even going to talk about that. Once they get that fixed, then I'll bring that back up to you. So I actually went out and found a couple of photos. I have found this one. It's a really cute little house, and I found one which is one of our BHG photos. If you want to use a web-based photo, what you would do is you would find that particular photo and you're going to copy the URL, because it has to be a web-based photo in order for it to go on your landing page. So what you do is when you want to change that out, you're going to come over here back to where is said photo, and where it says custom background, you'll click on that and you're going to drop that URL that you have in there and say okay. And now it's changed it out. Purek, I see that the chat box keeps chatting. Do I need to stop? Is there anything we need to answer? Okay. You'll just let me know? Okay. So see, that changes it out. So whatever you are going to do for your landing page, if you're going to do something for your HOA, you could maybe go and find one that has your HOA sign on it or something like that. Okay. I decided that I'm going to do one for the HOA. And so what I'm going to put on here is, oh, let me stop. So all of these fields you can change. Now the thing is, one of the things you have to be careful about, if you double click on it, it takes the field away and you don't get it back. So be careful how many times you click on it. And then you can do, what Purex suggested back in March when we did this, and it was a great idea and I didn't think to do it today. If you want to, on a Word document, kind of maybe create your verbiage, like if you wanted to say here, like my HOA is Park at Glen Arbor information, wherever you want to put. And if I wanted a different font, I could start that in Word and then copy and paste it so that I could just drop it in here. So let's just say I wanted to do something on my information on my neighborhood, Park at Glen Arbor. So maybe what I would do is just put my neighborhood here and say HOA. And then underneath it, I can put for information on happenings in the, we refer to our subdivision as PGA. Fill an email below, or whatever you want to put. And what I'm trying to do is get the contact to give me their email information. So I just kind of do that. And again, all of these fields is kind of like whatever you want to put in. And then over here, I can put, I can highlight that and put, put dates for upcoming board meetings. I could put on here, well, you used to, where we would have community events. That's kind of all on hold at the moment. I could put over here, yard of the month, or just whatever information I wanted to get to just peak their information so that they'll give me their email address in order to contact them to give them more information. Is that right so far, Pirog? Anything to jump in there and say?
You can even hyperlink those two. So if you want to have it as a hyperlink, you can.
I did ask about that once, and maybe this would be a good time for that question too, is if you hyperlink it and it takes them to another page, don't you risk the chance of them not getting, or you not getting their email address?
Yes, that's why when I do the hyperlinks, I hyperlink it to one of my squeeze pages or something on my website.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So once they go to my website that way, they get 2 clicks and then they can register.
Okay, so that's, okay, we'll come back to the basic one and we'll get to that one in an advanced one. So anyways, what you're trying to do is get their, give them just enough tidbits that they're going to give you their email information so that they can, oops, spelled that wrong, that they'll give you their email information so then that you can contact them and send them more information. Or something like that. And then what you want to do then is you want to link this back to, so when they fill this in, then it sends them to a particular page. And that page that you want to send them to would either be your website page or, like Pirog said, a different squeeze page kind of thing. But right now we're just going to, for basic purposes, send them to your website. And all of your websites are your first name, .garygreen.com, unless you bought a domain name. And like my domain name would be just lindakowalski.com, but for this purposes, I'm just going to use it as that. Right here, if I'm right, yep. So when it said the URL information, I'm typing up here, but notice that it's changing the orange button. And so what I want to do, and what it said before was click here for more information. Or you can put anything there you want to, but I'm going to leave it click here for more information. So when they fill out their email address and put in their cell phone information, they're going to click here. Then it's going to take them to the page that you've directed them to right up here, which would be my website. Now, hashtag, which is also labels as we've referred to them before. If the consumer starts clicking on this page, you want to know when they come into your CRM how you got them. And then that way you can keep track of it, and then you'll know and to see how many clicks and things like that you got on it. So probably what I would do would be then to create the hashtag for me, for my purposes, would be BHG Community info. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm seeing head shake. Any questions so far? If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself. Nope, okay. So now I'm gonna stop right here because this is really important. You need to really look at this landing page to make sure that it's all spelled right, that you have the information on here correctly, that everything that you want is there, because once you hit, I have to move my little camera. Once you hit the save button up here in the top corner, can everybody see the save button? Okay, once you hit the save button, it's gone. There is no correcting it at that point. It is gone out into the public and you cannot get it back to make any changes. So you really want to make sure that you have everything correct. So right here, I forgot to show you these, sorry. You can put dates for upcoming board meetings. You can change out this information. If you don't want it, you would just double click on it. Oops, I was in the wrong place. See how it took away my other little thing? It took the whole thing away. So anyway, but you can change this if you wanted to put, so I have upcoming, I have community events. You can put upcoming, something, you know, why I'm really struggling today with this. Like we would have had a 4th of July parade, and I could say for a list of upcoming community events or projects or something to that effect. What you're doing is you're just trying to get their information. And like I said before, you can add things or take them off, whatever you want to do. So right here, if you wanted to make them put in their phone number, you would click this and do required phone number. And then that would make them take this away from being optional. Purock, once I hit the save button, I don't want to do this because now this isn't correct, but once I hit the save button, that's when it's going to create the URL for me, correct? Did I lose him? I lost him. When I hit the save button, that's when it's going to create it.
Linda, I have a quick question. You put next to require phone, that's your website, right? Or the agent website, is that what that is?
When I put require phone.
No, sorry, the box next to it.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's my website. So when they get this email address and you do click here for more information, then it's going to send them to whatever URL you put here, which should be like your website, or if you have a community website that you've already done, you know, based on your stuff, you could send them to the Winrose community website that you know, like the squeeze page that we didn't get through last week.
Okay.
Okay. Or if you created a landing page here for your community, then you could do that also. Is that right, Purock? Help me here.
I think he dropped off. I don't
Yeah,
see
I'm
his
sorry.
face.
I had to step out for a second, but what was the question?
Okay, so I'm sorry. So when I hit the save button, that's when it's going to generate the URL for me that I'm supposed to save, correct?
Yes.
Okay, which I don't want to do since my little thing here is not absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And Purock, I was asking about that, the URL that goes to the left of require phone. Is that where you were saying you put like a squeeze page URL sometimes?
You could, or whatever content you want to take them to after they hit click. So once they hit click, you have to send them somewhere, right? You have to send them something. So they give you their email, they hit click, and that's the link that it'll go to.
And I was wondering what gets them to this page initially.
So what you will do is once you create the page, and like I said, because I've messed this up, I don't want to put it out there in the world. Once you click save and you get the URL that's going to be up here. Purock, do you have one that you can show if I give you this?
Yeah, give me one sec.
Okay, while he's doing that. Once you get that URL, you're going to go to, let's say Lauren's doing her Halloween community event where she had this really wonderful party. And let's say she created a landing page for that. Once she creates this URL, she's going to take it and put it on her Facebook page and say, hey, I'm having a great Halloween party. Don't forget to stop by my house Halloween night. And she'll keep using that URL to promote her party. Right, Pirog?
Yes.
Okay. Does that make
I guess
sense?
the thing I'm confused about, like, is like you're advertising Park at Glen Arbor HOA information, but then you're sending them to your website, and there's not but this is just an example, but so I understand that. But so like where you need to be sending them is somewhere where they can actually get that information.
Well, I can put a resource page on my website for just the Park at Glen Arbor.
Okay.
If you want to see a squeeze or a landing page, I have one up.
Okay, I think I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to hand it over and let Pirog share also. Okay, you should be able to share now.
Okay. So this is a very simple free guide to selling your home. Everything you need to know: cost of selling, setting, property movement. So when somebody hits their email in here and give me the guide, it takes them to this guide. So you see, I captured the email here, and as soon as they hit give me the guide, you get the guide. But to get the guide, you have to give me your email.
Do you have one on inspections or anything like that you did that takes them?
I do, but my spreadsheet for my landing pages got screwed up, so I had to start over.
Okay. Does that make sense to people? Lauren, does that make sense?
Yeah, from there, Pirog, what did you copy to get that guide and drop into that little box?
So on my Google Drive, I have an impact folder.
Okay.
And once you put it into Google Drive or OneBox or whatever you use,
Okay.
you can get a shareable link, and that
Okay.
makes it web-based. So you just take that link and put it into your impact pages here.
Okay.
Right. So this is the URL you type in
Right.
that you want to take them to after they hit the orange button. Because you can't just say, give me your email and not give them something.
Yeah, of course. I was just trying to, and maybe I'm the only one on this page, but I was just trying to brainstorm like what could go in there, like what things.
There's a lot of stuff. Guide to selling your home in the fall. What to do, like you do your talks on Thursday. If you want to do like a minutes kind of deal, you could do that where, you can use your talks on Thursday, and then whatever topic you're talking about, have a landing page ready for it, and say, hey, if you want more information, go to this website, and
Would it be like my YouTube link, I guess?
You could do a
Okay.
YouTube link.
Okay.
But whatever you're saying, just say like you're talking about mortgages, or you're talking about whatever your topic is for that week. You can have a landing page created, and then on that video, you can say, hey, click the link down below. You'll get more information. They'll go to a landing page. It'll have the brief summary of what's on that landing page. They enter their email, and then they get whatever you want to give them.
Does that make sense? Because one of the other things, so Lauren, for you, I think is correct. Tell me if this is correct. If Lauren were to do a video view, let me refresh and get out of the one I was in. So if Lauren was to do a video view, so right here,
Jim Cavoto, I'm the owner and managing broker.
okay, so right there is where, Lauren, you would put your video of whatever you were talking about. Okay. And up here, let's say it was the one about mortgages. And so you could give it a title of let's see, what mortgage info, or let's see, mortgage applications 101 or something, whatever the topic of your video is. And then at the very top, and then you would fill in these different little key points to get their, to get their peak going. And right here where it says YouTube is where you would put in your YouTube link. And I have one that I went out here and got, because there's a little caveat to that. Can everybody see my YouTube screen?
Yes.
Okay. When the landing page is asking for your YouTube ID, it's not asking for the whole YouTube link. It's only asking for what is after this equal sign. Can everybody see that? Right, you see the equal sign? It's only asking for this ID, not the whole URL. So you're going to copy that. And up here where it says YouTube, you're going to paste that. And now it's
Better
brought,
Homes and Gardens Real Estate is
it's brought in the YouTube video.
What's after the V equals?
After the equal sign. So see right here is the URL. All you want is this little equal sign right here. Now, if you want them to go to, after that video is done, if you want to, you can even add a second URL. So if you did 2 different topics on mortgage and you wanted them to see you first, Lauren, and then let's maybe say you interviewed Stacy, you could drop the one with Stacy right after that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody with me so far? Any chats, Hurek, you need to address? Okay, so Lauren, here, you could get a, you could do a custom background, or you could just grab one of a farmhouse or something, or if you wanted something with mortgages or whatever, you could pop that in there. And then what you would do is, sorry, my little things are, I have your pictures on my screen. I had to keep moving them around so that I can see what I'm doing. And then, there we go. And then after they watch your videos and stuff, you could put here, click here, and then it would take them to whatever, wherever you wanted them to go after, they watched your video and stuff. So one of the things I was going to show you that I did when I did this back in February or March for Sharon was, remember, I don't know if everybody was here then or not, but remember when we had John Chiplak and he did that big talk on, and we were in the middle of COVID and stuff. Well, we created this for Sharon and all of the managers. And here it was how to thrive as a realtor in a time that feels like survival mode. And then it was just an open webinar. Here was the dates. We put in John Chiplak's video, just giving the teaser of what the big webinar was going to be about. And then once they watch that and it says, click here to register, hopefully it still works. Click here to register, it doesn't. It took them to another page that then they had to register and put in their other information in order to register for that webinar. Once they did that, then the system automatically emailed them the link to be able to join the webinar for free. And I still had that URL saved. I have it in my Excel sheet, which we'll talk about just a second. And so now, as you can see, I could go back and grab that URL back from March and put it in there. And because the webinar is over with, when I did the click to register button, it didn't have anywhere else to go. But let's say that you were doing one on fighting property protest and property taxes. You could create that landing page for that today. And then next year during the same time, you could just keep reusing it because you would have already saved it and had the URL in order to do that. So that's why when you create the landing pages, you copy that URL and put it on an Excel spreadsheet. So one of the things I was talking about this morning when I was in the other meeting, I was asking them for landing page suggestions. And so some of the things that they were talking about that you could do would be like if you wanted to do one on home inspections. And you could go in here and you could do a video on that, and you can put in here how to have, or great things about home inspections. And then here you could put, you know, HVAC. And then you could put here, you know, click here for additional information. If you wanted to send them to like Puroc's booklet that he had, you could do that. You could put roof here, how to patch your roof. And then the video that I dropped in here was actually on home inspections. And then here I would probably put click more information. So some of the other things, you could do the same thing with property, fighting property taxes. So just different ideas like that. Again, community events, if Lauren wanted to do something on her Halloween event or her paper shred event or something like that, you know, you could keep doing something like that. If you are big on videos and you wanted to create something on decorating tips, you know, you could start a landing page and do the post and then have them go to different decorating tips. So any questions so far?
Yeah, Linda, can we just grab videos off of YouTube, or does it need to be, you know, is it like copyright concerns or anything? Or do we have to make up our own videos?
As long as you have rights to the videos, like if you created them, or like I know Gary Green has quite a few videos and stuff that you can use, or you can create your own. You have to be careful with copyright laws. The same thing with these photos. You can't just go out there and grab a photo and just use it if somebody has copyrighted over it. You have to make sure about the copyright laws. And one of the other things I was going to show you besides that one, let me pull up Lauren's property, is if you were going to do one on a house that you're doing, if you go and grab the MLS number, that is one of the things that you can do where it says primary MLS image. If you click on that and you put in the MLS number, it'll grab the first picture that is your primary picture of that house. So whatever you have is on Matrix as the primary picture is now become the background for that. This would be great if you wanted to create a landing page for your listings and give this, give the URL to your seller and have your seller also share that. Have you done that yet, Puroc? Okay. So you would put in here, hello, sure I can do this. Okay. Copy. Go back here. And so here you could put in the property address. Why did it make the print smaller? Because that's what it was on the thing. That's why if you use, that's where I was telling you also that this comes in handy. If you come on here and let's say you wanted to make this and we'll make it, I don't know, 16, then you could copy it. I'm sorry, that was Word. I was just trying to make it a little bit bigger. Well, what did I do wrong, Puroc?
You can use Word, copy and paste from Word, or you have to type it out. So if you want to change the font and type heading,
Yeah,
have a Word document on the
I
side
did.
on a second screen, or
I did
next
that.
change the font size.
Okay, I thought okay. Let's try it again. All right, this is okay. Here we go. All right, guys. You ever have one of those days where it just doesn't seem like it's the internet gods are with you today? That's how this is feeling. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I changed that, and then you can put here, great home. Is this Winrose, Lauren?
Champion Forest.
And then here she could start changing out, you know, community amenities. You could put local communities, and then she could create this. She could even drop in one of her little videos where she has toured the house and just get a quick little brief tour of all the high points. And then she could put down here for more information, click here, and then send it, you know, send people to that. Does that make sense? How's everybody doing?
And so in that particular case, I'd send people to the HAR link, right?
Or you can set up a squeeze page, a single home squeeze page. And
Yeah,
send them to your
okay.
impact site.
Yeah, I haven't really
Okay,
talked so much
got
about
it.
squeeze page because that was last week and we're right dead in the middle of it and thing. So that's a whole nother class I've got to get in. I don't want to confuse people too much, but it looks like I am anyway.
Well,
So-
it looks here like on this particular one, you click see this list now, but they don't have to give information on the video view like they did on
There's
the.
another, because this one's not for a lead. So if on the top, if Linda on the.
Oh, because it said
video
lead
plus
gen. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
there's one that says video plus lead. If you
Okay,
change it to that one,
okay,
now when she scrolls down, you'll see they have to enter
There we
their
go.
information.
got it.
So the landing page is basically what you want to make for them. If you want to give them information and you want to capture their information, if you want to just do a blast out to a video, but instead of, you know, just a video, you have a nice background with some wording, you can have it like that.
It really is whatever you want it to be. What I'm going to do, especially since this didn't go as smoothly as I thought it would, I'm going to go ahead and probably make up just some basic simple ones. And I will do some snippets of that and actually put the URLs on my notes when I send them back out so that you can see what it looks like when we make it and then where it would go once we click on it. Then that'll help out better. And I will in probably say 3 weeks, I'll go ahead and schedule another one of these classes and then I'll have more of the samples and stuff set up for you. Would that help?
Yes, sorry. Yes,
That's
Linda.
okay. It's all right. I'm quit sharing.
No,
I got back.
Is there a way to, so I know that you can use MLS photos, but is there a way to use a photo that we have saved as the background?
Yes. So again, set up a Google, whether it's Google Drive or something else,
Okay,
where you can put it in the cloud, and as long as you can get a shareable link, that makes it web-based. So once it's in the cloud, it's web-based.
got it. Okay. That
And
makes
Mark,
sense.
yes, you can hyperlink those underneath the, so if I did HOA board members and there's actually a place where I could go and there was a list of the board members and they're on a website, I can copy that URL and paste it on there to get to that list of board members. Or I can create it on my own page and then would send them there.
Okay, because I didn't see the way that you could.
Well, when you, Pura, can you share yours? I unshared mine. And basically you open up that page in another window, copy the URL, and remember how I highlighted it and changed out the address? You would highlight it and paste that link on there.
So just say, because this is my listing here, I can go say text share. Just get the URL that we need, copy it, and then from here, I can just paste it.
Does it show the link or can you put words there and hyperlink it so it doesn't show the actual URL?
So in that, to do it that way, what you have to do is open a Word document, do your typeset, add the hyperlink, and then copy and paste that coding onto here.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That makes sense to everybody?
I found that it works a lot better when you do it that way to get all your wording together on a Word document, because on this one, if you hit backspace or something else, everything goes away. And then you have to start all over. So at least this way, everything is saved on Word. Just basically make yourself a little template of all the headings you want, and then you can just copy and paste. This way you can change your fonts, colors and all that stuff.
But
And
at the
this way,
same
whenever
time, you don't get to capture that information if they click on that link instead of your button.
Exactly. So you're better off, whenever you hyperlink, try to hyperlink it to your squeeze page or to something on your website.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, the object of the landing page is to get their information. So you want to give them a teaser of what's included on there, but you don't want to give them that information until they enter their email.
Okay.
Like I said, I should have had more examples than what I did today. I've been working on email migration this week, so I'm not as, I was looking at it last night, and in my head, I had it all planned out, and on my Trello board, I had it all planned out. So what I might do, Lauren, maybe you and I can get together and let me work with you, and I can use some of your stuff as examples.
We can try. You did amazing, Linda. Stop doubting yourself. I learned
no, I'm
something
just saying,
today.
because I know you've got community events, you do your shred day, you even have your video tips that I see on your Facebook page, what I think would be great, that we could, and then I could have something that was actual. With me not being out in the field anymore, and I haven't had time to do a lot of stuff for the Champions office, I want to create some landing pages for them. We're in the process of working on Sharon's recruiting landing page. But the guy at KB Core that we're working with is actually doing that for her. So I find, and I think Pirog would agree with me, and I think if Mark Goudot was on here, he would too. When you work with it more and more and more, it becomes easier. Since I haven't really created them, as you can see, when my mind starts processing on what should I put on it, it kind of went out the window. But when you do enough of them, I know Pirog's done a lot of them. Mark Goudot's even went as far as to create one that he puts in his email signature. That will then, when he sends out emails, there's always a link that will send him to, a landing page of whatever it is, that he's doing. I know that there was a couple of agents that did them for, made pages for their sellers that then were, being sent out and things like that. So when I was talking to the other people this morning, I mean, the possibilities for landing pages are endless. And if you keep an Excel spreadsheet of them, then you can always go back, and that's what I was saying, you can always go back and use them. Especially like with the property protest one, you're going to want to post that one a few times up until whatever the deadline is. And then you probably aren't going to post it again, but you've already created it. So when it comes around next year, you've already got it done. The same thing, Lauren can do one for one of her events, and she'll probably do something very similar to what she did last year, because that was a big hit. She got lots of leads from that, or things like that. So why sometimes recreate the wheel when you can use it a few times before you feel like you need to change it? And as long as you keep, like I said, as long as you keep your URLs on a spreadsheet for both your squeeze pages and your landing pages, then you can keep using those. What we didn't get to last week is, especially with your squeeze pages, if you do one, like I told Lauren, she should be doing one that's new listings and win rows, and she should be posting that either on a Monday or a Friday every week and saying, here were the new listings from the last week or whatever else. And the same thing for open houses. On Thursday, she should start posting the upcoming open houses for the weekend. One of the things that they keep talking about, and Lindsay and I have talked about, and Pirog too, is consistency. When your consumers start seeing you all the time and start relating you to certain things is when they get a lot of reactions and stuff from them. I know there's a fine line of what's considered to be too much, but if they know that every Friday they know, or Thursday they know that they can look at your Facebook page and see what the upcoming open houses are, or if you're really trying to break into your neighborhood, they know that they can go to Lauren's page every Monday and know what last week's new listings were, or price changes, or things like that. So, and it's automatically done. It takes her 5 minutes to make it, and then it takes her 5 seconds every Monday to just repost it. So it's all about consistency and just doing it over and over again. And that always goes back into the time blocking that I say that you guys should have in the morning or at night, whichever you are, morning person or night person. If Lauren gets up on Monday morning and between 7 and 8 o'clock, and she knows that's her impact time, she's checked to see what leads have come in from her landing and squeeze pages that she's already got out there, or she knows, okay, I need to post my link for the new listings from last week. If she knows that between 7 and 8, she gets all of that done, then she knows that on Monday by 8 o'clock, she's done with her impact stuff for the day. Unless the hot lead comes in during the day, she can kind of forget it and keep going on with the rest of her day. It's, to me, it's all about getting into a habit, for lack of a better word, and just getting it done either first thing in the morning or last thing at night. So any questions, anything else out there? Mark, have you done it, anything with it at all? I know you've been working on it a little bit.
No, that's why I got into this Zoom meeting, because I wanted to know more about it before I put out a page that everybody saw. And
Well,
if it was wrong, then
what I will do, I don't know, I may send you, Mark, the link from the, I'll send it out to everybody. We did one back, like I said, in March. It's an hour long. It's actually probably a lot better than this one, but I'll send that one out too, along with the step-by-step instructions that Pruitt got also. And remember, if you're doing your impact training, this is one of those weeks that they're going to train you on. And there's also the learning support portal. And let me show, especially that I know we have a lot of new people on here, let me show you where that's at. So if you are in your impact, I'm going to get rid of this so I don't accidentally post it. So if you're in your impact, remember the 3 lines up here will open up your menu. When you log in originally, remember, this is your dashboard. This is where when you click on, you're going to see your leads that have come in and things like that. Right to the left, you're going to see the learning portal and the support portal. The learning portal is the one that you're going to click on to get those weekly trainings. There's 4 weeks in here, and 1 week you can literally do in a matter of just a few minutes. I mean, an hour. When you click on it, you're going to get taken here. You're going to see all courses. See right here where it says Agent Success Plan, not admin, but Agent Success. When you click on that, it's going to take you, yours is going to say, start this course for free or something to that effect right here. I've already been in here like 5 or 6 times. So I'm just going to hit replay course. Okay, this is what you're going to see. It's going to start talking in a minute. Okay, right here, the system breaks this down for you. Introduction, week 1, 2, 3, and 4. The introduction one, the very first one is a 2-minute overview, but then there's a 40-minute video. If you want to watch that, that's the KV Core one that talks about the whole thing. And then it starts breaking it down. When you get to week 1, it really would take you about an hour, hour and a half to get through the whole week, because one video is 5 minutes, one video is 7 minutes, etc. And then it just literally walks you through step by step by step. When you get done with the week and it talks about your office is going to have a webinar, go back to your dashboard, and at the very top of your dashboard, I have to move pictures. It's got this company announcements. Right here are where those recorded weekly or recorded seminars are. If you do the arrow over, keep going until you see, okay, so this one is Impact Agent Success Plan week 4, week 3, week 2, and week 1. When you finish that week of homework and those little bitty videos, then you're going to come and watch this one. And what it does is it recaps the whole week of training, and then it's with the KV Core person. He goes into it a little bit more in detail. And because it was a live training, you can actually see the people that asked different questions as they had done the week also, and if they had questions about how to do something a little bit more in detail. Don't watch these without doing your week 1, week 2, week 3 homework first, because they're not going to make sense if you don't. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Next week, I think we have scheduled, let me look real quick on the calendar. Next week, we are going to do, we're going to go do how to create search alerts. So if you have somebody who's looking for certain properties and things like that, instead of creating their searches in Matrix, you would create it in Impact, and then that way you can keep tabs on what they're looking at and things like that. So that's next week. We're going to do search alerts. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. It's my goal this week, guys, that between now and Monday, the office is closed on Friday. I am off on Monday. But it is my goal to get out all of the previous recordings that we have, especially since I see a lot of new people on here. Get out the previous recordings and any handouts that we had before. Also, too, real quick, especially for the new people, if you go to Back Agent, because you're new to the game, if you go to Back Agent, I don't have that open, hang on. Just show you real quick. Okay, if you go to Back Agent, see right here on the calendar, if you hit View Calendar and you go back to March when all of Impact started for us, remember if you click on purple, it takes away all the purple things. On your calendar, let's see, did she start? Yes. So here at the end of March, see where it says Get Biz Zooming and things like that. If you click on these, Lindsay is one of the people that you're going to meet if you're doing Fast Track. Lindsay did a lot of trainings, and they're just short 30-minute trainings. If you click here and where it says this recording, you can watch her 30-minute training also. And she does the same thing. She's going to take it and break it down page by page. I mean, bit by bit. And she did one on landing pages and squeeze pages. And I think that if you hover over them like this, it'll tell you what it was. So her first one on April 1st was how to set up your profile. So we have lots of recordings out there from various different people that you can go back and watch. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Email me again. I'll redo this class in a couple of weeks, and I'll have some better examples. And when I send, I'm not sure I'll send out this video, but I will send out some examples and quick links and things like that to it. If you have any questions, email me or call me. I think my day has opened up a little bit. I had some things canceled, which is okay. So if you have any questions or calls, by all means, call me. If you need help with anything, I can always Zoom you and take over your computer and show you some hands-on things like that. So, okay, guys, if I don't talk to you anymore this week, have a great and safe 4th of July. And I'll be in tomorrow, but off Friday and Monday. Bye, guys.